Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to be working on resanding the Miata's engine bay just with some Scotch-Brite and some soapy water to kind of get the surface level again instead of like waves from the fire and whatnot. We Scotch-Brite in the firewall as well. It gives me a chance to touch up some things and repaint it, make it look good again. That'll be really nice because we'll be one step closer to throwing it back together after we paint it. That's just kind of what I'm waiting for. So anyway, we are going to set you guys up for time lapse, and we're going to start prepping everything, getting everything taped off and wet Scotch-Briting it, I guess you could say. It's going to be kind of a long process because I am working a full-time job now to kind of throw more money at the whip. But anyway, let's get right into it, and hopefully it turns out as good as it did the first time, I think. Alright guys, so the engine bay is all repainted and it looks so much better than it did. I still have this center section to do, so I'm going to take this radiator out and the fans and this guy, and then we're going to paint them a different color. I don't really have anything shiny in this engine bay, like aluminum or chrome if you will. So I'm going to paint this something else, make it kind of look cool, along with some of these brackets that are just smoked. So we will see how it goes, and it should turn out pretty good, so I'm pretty hyped, and this is definitely the start. And then we're going to throw the wiring harness in and order some parts, and hopefully they get here as soon as possible. Alright, so I did end up getting the wiring harness ran through. Nothing's hooked up yet because there's nothing to hook it up to. I have to wait for the rest of the main harness to wire through, but before I do that, I ordered sound deadening to throw in here, so it's a little bit nicer in here even though there's a hood dump. I ended up painting this in a hammered black because I thought wrinkle black was too common and try something different. It looks pretty cool. Did on the radiator as well. I like the way it looks. Still got to throw a clear coat on it, so it's just mocked up right now. Everything is repainted in here. Still got to clean that out down there, more extinguisher. But yeah, everything's looking really good. We're getting somewhere. I'm gonna Scotch-Brite that, repaint it, and clear coat it as well instead of repowder coating it. It's kind of a pain, and I don't really feel like doing that right now. I ordered a new starter, alternator, and a power steering pump, so take all that off, throw it on when it gets in. Yeah, that'll be pretty epic. We're getting very close. Alright guys, so it's been about a week since I last picked up the camera or even touched the car. But as for the inside of the car, if you don't know what this is, it's sound deadening. So it's going to make the Miata less of a tin can, and then I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you're in here, obviously it's completely empty, and you knock on something, you just hear all the rattle. Everything shakes and makes noise and vibrates, and having a hood dump doesn't really help that. So I'm going to cover the trans tunnel and then the footwell up there with this sound deadening, and probably this back piece right here. I mean, it's pretty solid, but might as well do it anyway since it's stripped. And then yeah, that'll be pretty cool because I'm just trying to drive this thing already. It's been down for like 3 months now. Anyway, we're gonna get right into it, and I'll show you guys the end result, and hopefully it changes the sound in here. So I'm gonna try to get a before and after playing like music from a speaker in here because the car's not running and I can't really show you how damn loud it is in here. Anyway, let's get right to it and see how it turns out. Alright guys, so here's a pretty good representation of what this is doing for the car, other than eliminating road noise and everything else of Miata. So I'm going to knock on the kill mat and then on the metal, so see if you can hear a notable or an audible difference. Then we'll do it on the same ridge. Hopefully the camera picks it up and you guys can hear it, but it is killing all the hollow sound out of it, and it's super easy to work with. It cuts really easily. This guy is really important. I had this from a while back when I did this in the trunk, but it didn't really work too well because it was like a foam. So this one was like 60 bucks for 36 square feet, so should be more than enough to cover the inside of this car. Alright guys, so here is the finished product, and it was pretty easy to install. The only time consuming piece was cutting out the spots for like the nuts and bolts to go through, but other than that, it's pretty easy. I would recommend getting that tool right there. It's like $4 on Amazon or something. It's for sound editing. It helps it go on way easier, so you don't have to use your hands and whatnot. And then obviously scissors and a box knife or just any sort of knife really. This is a weight adder for the car, but I don't really care because it's only a street car. And as for the specs on this, it is a 80 mil 36 square foot. You know, you get kind of a lot. I have a lot left, so you definitely don't need that much for a Miata, but for anything else I would get more. But I think I might do the inside of the doors and then door panels once I get new ones, so they don't rattle and the speakers will sound even better. I know it's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks since I didn't or posted anything, but again, I got a full-time job now, so it's a little harder. I only got like 2-3 days to work on this now. Because you got to get more cash to dump into the Miata, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one with some more wiring harness, and parts are on the way, so that'll be fun once we throw them in, and the car will be up and running in no time. And then we have to rewrap it and definitely clean it soon. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one with some more Miata fixing.